Hello folks, hope you're doing well. Just a quick video. There's a few subjects. Well, first of all, someone that's just looking up, just looking at, not up, that Amber Heard, she's trying to appeal her case against Johnny Depp. It does seem incredibly ridiculous that they're trying to appeal, because the basis they're trying to appeal is the First Amendment, free speech, and that the fact is she had the right to say what she said. But the problem is, they had a court case and they made it all about domestic abuse, not about the First Amendment. That was their choice. If that was their choice and they made it about something else and they lost the case because of that, well then what you're appealing the case based upon is supposed to be based upon evidence that wasn't there or was there but was overlooked, and that the judge allowed to be overlooked or whatever. That's the whole point of appeal, is that the judgment was wrong. New evidence is not allowed apparently in appeal because it's supposed to be based upon the evidence presented. Although I suppose in this one they are saying that maybe the judge was wrong for not allowing certain evidence to be put in. Although again, apparently that was the case for both sides, the defence and the prosecution. They were all denied things that they felt were important. So weighing all that up, it seemed to be a bit evens. So whether that would have made much of a difference, probably not. And if it was supposed to be about the First Amendment, then it was really her legal team that didn't make it about that, so it was their blinking fault. So how can you blame the judge for that, or the jury for that? So that's going to be interesting. I imagine that someone like Musk has put up the money so she can appeal, because apparently for her to appeal, she has to put up the 10.1 million, something like that, or well, just under, isn't it? 10 point something, $10,350,000. That has to be put up for her to appeal. She hasn't got the money, so somebody else had to put that up. Yeah, I mean, one has to hope that either it's thrown out immediately by a judge, or that she has to spend a fortune on the appeal, and she completely and utterly loses the appeal. And even to a point where the judge realises this has been a mistake and awards Johnny Depp even more money. Yeah. Well, basically, as I say, in that case, they had the chance to present their evidence, and they did their best. They both sides had equal amount of minutes to present their evidence, and the way she was on the stand, both times she was on the stand, come across as she's got some major issues, and that she was the abuser. She should just be walking away. That's a certainty. She should just be walking away. She's not. Yeah, that isn't good. So yeah, okay. That's something that's going to be in the news, I guess, once that appeal starts to really roll on. So that'd be an interesting thing. Yeah. Obviously in America you've got elections going ahead. Not major, but the mid-term elections, I do believe they're called. And Trump is doing very well again. The people that he's backing are winning. What that's going to mean for the next election, the proper election, thinking about 2 years' time, will be very interesting. Yeah. So yeah, there's some. The picture does look quite interesting. It does indeed. Politics and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, it's going to get interesting again, I think, very, very soon. So yeah. I was watching something also where they were talking about the left and the right and how the crazies on both sides. But how you've got pretty much people doing the same sort of thing. You know, the cancel culture on both sides now. It's like, yeah. Well, even I watched the Bill Maher thing earlier, and even he was saying there's a lot of voters, Republican voters, who are still saying that the Democrats didn't win the last election. And he basically said something that's quite interesting. He said he doesn't think these people really believe that the election wasn't won by Biden. He thinks that those people know it was won by Biden. But these people also know that the mad people on the left say that men can get pregnant, and those people are saying, no chance at all. If you're saying things like that, we're not saying that you won. No chance at all. We're going to say you didn't win. We're going to argue that all the time because we can't have you in charge with those sort of ideas. And yeah, you can certainly understand that sort of point of view. You know, when you've got people saying that men can get pregnant, it's like, no, they can't. No. You know? When you're speaking such nonsense and you're trying to change all of that sort of stuff, you know, it's like, oof. Problem is, you're going to get people on the other side coming up with ridiculous arguments to try and stop you being in power, or to try and make sure in the next election you lose. And so they've got to get their base riled up. And so they use arguments like, in the last election, it was stolen from us. Rather than saying, okay, the last election was won fairly, they beat our man, and they'll probably beat him again. But they're crazy, these people. Some of the things they believe in. And what they're doing to society is just incredibly dangerous. It's easier just to say they didn't win, they cheated, they stole it. It's just easier to believe that, isn't it, really? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, shops actually locally are shutting. In the local centre, one of the shops, Superdrug, has closed now. They won't be reopening. The lease came up and they decided not to reopen it, or not to keep it open. W.H. Smith's is leaving as well, the town. That's bad. I mean, one has to say that's really bad. That was also something on the last episode of Bill Maher. He was talking about that fact of shops are shutting a lot of these, because he was talking about bring back the mall, and bring back the mall again and make it beautiful again, because that's where people used to meet, that's where people used to do their shop, whereas now they do it all online. And yeah, we're seeing high streets being decimated because of that. And I can't really say much because I get a lot of stuff online as well. Generally speaking, online is cheaper because you've got all these options you can look at, haven't you? If you want to buy quality, you can buy quality online. You can spend your fortune. Now, go around your high street. Try and find a real quality seller of kitchenware. You won't find it. Try and find a real quality seller of bedding. You won't find it. Go and try and find a top seller of kitchen knives or that sort of thing, the top ones. You won't find it. You've got to go online to find this stuff now. So if you're going to go online to find that stuff, you're going to go online to find the cheaper stuff you want to buy. It saves you going around looking around town, doesn't it? Yeah. Because going into shops, I like walking around town. I don't like going in shops. I think going in shops are so tedious. I go into these supermarkets when I need stuff. But that's about it. The rest of the shops in town, no. No, I can't be bothered. I really and truthfully just can't be bothered. So I understand the mentality. I understand why people do that. Because I'm one of them who does that. But as I say, it's partly because what the high streets have offered for a long time has been... for menswear. You wanted a shop that just did stuff really for menswear. You had Burton's. That was it. And they've gone now. Burton's, Top Man sort of thing is what you had. All the other shops were girly ones. Girls' clothes and that sort of stuff. There wasn't really any others that did men's stuff. If you go into, I suppose you go into London. I suppose if you go into places like Edinburgh, maybe. And there might be some places in Manchester or Liverpool where you could go down certain areas and find shops that are proper sort of designer clothing, or where you get people that actually make suits for men and stuff like that. But around your normal high streets, around normal towns, you won't get any of that at all. Not any of it. So now locally, this is Elgin in Scotland. Elgin High Street. There are no shops now for men. If you want to find something where you have menswear, no chance. Now you can go into outdoor shops, so you can find some menswear there. But if you want to buy a suit and a shirt and a tie and a good pair of quality shoes, no chance. We've got shoe shops. But do they sell good quality shoes? No. No. And when you've got, WH Smiths, they've been in the high streets for God knows how long and gone. Well, they're going to be gone very soon from this high street. We lost Superdrug today. We lost Burton's. Wasn't that long ago, actually? I think probably around Christmas time. So it's not good. It's looking bleak in that way. I don't know if there is an answer to it, really. I really don't. It's a difficult one, isn't it? Because what you need is a high street that offers everything that you can get online, but most towns just don't have the space for that, really. Or the footfall now, because most people just go online. So if the high street offered the prices that you can get on eBay and Amazon, I'm pretty sure you'd go. If you get the same sort of quality, same sort of prices, I'm pretty sure you'd go in your high street and get them, wouldn't you? Problem is your high street can't necessarily do that, because they've got to pay rates for the shop and everything else for the shop, and they're going to pay for each member of staff. Amazon still has to pay their staff, but they pay their staff hardly anything. And they have a massive warehouse where they store all their stuff. So, how are shops going to compete with that? eBay's even worse, because with eBay they have probably more sellers, and those sellers might each have warehouses. So it's difficult, really, for shops, for the possibility of shops coming back. This whole idea, a lot of people say, it's just because we're lazy that we go online. No, it's not. It isn't. It really isn't. It's well, for things like WH Smiths, for what WH Smiths sell, it's easier to go into the high street to get it than buy it online. Far easier. If you want a pad and paper, although you could go into the superstores and get it, they do offer similar sort of stuff, slightly cheaper, but they don't offer as much. So a lot of people still go to those shops. The problem is you don't get as many people going through the high street now, and that's because of the fact You wouldn't just go into the high street just for WH Smiths. So if you've only got really that one shop in the high street, no one would go into the high street, would they? They just wouldn't bother. And that's why that shop is also going, because the rest of the shops in the high street just aren't up to it. They're not. You've got vaping shops. You've got mobile phone cover shops. How on earth are those shops anywhere near the high street? They should be the ones online. For goodness sake, you want to buy a mobile phone cover? They should be the ones online. They shouldn't be anywhere near the high street, should they? But there you go. As I say, it is what it is. But yeah, so our high streets are losing shops now, and I don't think they're going to come back. No. But will they be missed? No, because if they would have been missed, then they probably wouldn't be going. Probably not. So there you go. Well, you take care. God bless. I'll leave you to it. Have a wonderful rest of the weekend and a wonderful next week. You take care. God bless. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.